It's been a while since I think first thing rewards update. So Dreaming City and Moon. Ooh, this is interesting. Let's see here. Yes, I'm sure they've had a metric ton of feedback on systems. Starting next season, Dreaming City and Moon armor is going to drop again, and if you get it from the dungeons, it's going to drop with high stat armor, which I'm a huge fan of that change. Ooh, but this is a bit of a pickle to go with it. So, for those who listen every once in a while, for me, you guys will know that I've said Pit of Heresy is a great way to guarantee yourself 6 enhancement cores and 6 enhancement prisms, because they come from when you break down the Masterwork Dreambane armor at the end of it, right? The final chest, Pit of Heresy, will no longer drop a fully Masterwork Dreambane armor piece. So that's no longer good. Next season, that will no longer be a source of your guaranteed enhancement core, enhancement prisms. However, it will be dropping relevant armor again, like non-1060 armor again, and since it's from the dungeon, it's supposed to be a higher stat. What they say here is instead of giving you a Masterworked armor piece, it's going to drop a Dreambane armor piece with 7 armor energy instead of 10, and is guaranteed to drop with, at minimum, 2 plus 16 or higher stats, as well as just higher overall stats. Class items will not drop from that chest, so they only will come from the earlier chest. Hey Bob, how are you doing today? Welcome in, welcome. Good to see you again. We're going over the TWAB really quick, some changes. So on top of that, on top of the armor dropping again for Dreaming City and the Moon, and getting higher stat armor from the dungeons. So like the dungeons, Shadow Throne and Pit of Heresy will be relevant drops again. They will be like non-1060 drops again, which would be nice. Boo, thumbs down on the not having the fully masterworked to break down into enhancement cores, enhancement prisms. But at least it's supposed to be higher stat and have 7 of the 10 energy slots, so I guess that's okay. As far as weapons, so it looks like they're doing 4 weapons per destination. For the Dreaming City, it's going to be Waking Vigil, Sleepless, Vouchsafe, and Retold Tale are going to be dropping above 1060 again, so those 4 weapons next season. And if they drop from Shattered Throne, they can roll with perks that were not available from drops in other Dreaming City sources. So kind of like how the Raid, the Deepstone Crypt weapons drop with perks that aren't available elsewhere. It looks like the Dreaming City ones in the dungeon will be the same way. You finally hit 1276. Nice, Bob. There you go. Let's go. Killing it. Also 4 reissued weapons for the Moon. Again, with new perk pools, it's going to be Premonition. This is going to only come from Pit of Heresy. And then there's Heretic, Blasphemer, and Apostate. So I'm bummed, personally, there's no Arc Logic in that. Me, personally, I would like to see Arc Logic. I wish it had been like Premonition, Heretic, Blasphemer, and Arc Logic. I think I would have liked that, personally, but that's just me. Again, weapons that drop from Pit of Heresy Dungeon can roll with perks not available from other sources. And one of my favorite things, with the new expansion was the 1250, 1280 Lost Sectors. They're expanding those to the Moon with the 4 Lost Sectors in the Moon, and those will join the rotation of 1250, 1280 Lost Sectors as well. And as they're stating here, making these changes helps preserve the relevancy of the destinations, specifically some of the pinnacle endgame activities that still exist there. To get more specific on the actual experience, activities where reissues are required will be heavily weighted towards rewarding reissued gear over capped gear, though the exact weighting and mechanisms may differ. For example, in the Dreaming City, if you have already obtained an infused capped weapon, it will not drop for you again. Interesting. It does not mention specific power suds, but at least it's some way to get relevant stuff. One thing that gives me a little bit of hesitation or pause, other than the not Masterwork Dreambane armor, is if you have obtained the statement right here, that if you have obtained an infusion capped weapon, it will not drop for you again. Oh no, that's a good thing. I get it. So if you've gotten a 1060 only weapon from a activity, that weapon should not drop for you anymore. It should then be only other 1060 only weapons you haven't gotten, or the ones that are going to drop at appropriate levels. Is how it sounds to me, guys. So I'm okay with that. But I like, this is the key thing for me right here, this sentence in blue. Because I feel like the relevancy of Shattered Throne and Pit of Heresy and some of the Moon and Dreaming City of Destinations have been killed by the fact that you can't get armor or weapons from them that are relevant in the current game by light level or power level. And this will solve that problem, or should solve that problem. So I like that. And they specifically mention the Reverie Dawn armor, which is the Dreaming City armor, the the Dreambane armor from the Moon, and then 4 weapons from each destination with new rolls from the new exclusive rolls on them, specifically if you get them out of the dungeons. Again, Waking Vigil, Sleepless, Vouchsafe, Retold Tale, and then Premonition from Pit only, Heretic, Blasphemer, and Apostate. And as someone who loves dungeons, I love seeing that too, like rolls specific to the dungeons, separate from the pool where you can get it in the world, it looks like. So very first thing they talk about, I'm really happy to see. Knowing this is coming in next season makes me feel really good. So for those who didn't play during those time frames, here's what we're talking about right here. So Premonition, the pulse rifle, the shotgun, the sniper, and the rocket launcher from the Altars of Sorrow. And then we've got these 4 here, the hand cannon, the rocket launcher, the scout, I believe, if I remember correctly, and the shotgun as well from Dreaming City, and the armor sets from each. But no specifics on power drop suds, only that it's no longer capped power. Like, it will be in whatever the current cap is. I don't know if they're going to be like drop at level or something like that, but they should be infusable at least into whatever we're at the time suds. Bob, did you see they open up the new place in the Cosmo Bubble? I have not got that far yet, Bob. We're going through right now. While not every gear source or legendary reward will be kept up to date for the entire lifetime these destinations are available, we do believe there's high value in targeting some specific activity drops for continued relevancy to give you more options of where to spend time as you seek to improve your arsenal. This 100% was the biggest problem with the sunsetting, in my opinion. Right there. Suds, you wonder if they will make Nightmare Hunts harder than with new Dreambane armor. That's a great question, Suds. That's a great question. So we will see. Let's see here. Turn in those tokens. Since Destiny 2 launched, Guardians have amassed vendor reputation tokens. Turning for legendary gear would be dismantled into legendary shards for materials. Looking to the future, team is excited to update the ways in which you earn reputation with virtual vendors and the rewards that come from them. Okay, so first, before we get into this, one of my biggest disappointments in the current season is that, like, I am just building up I have like 6,000 or 7,000 Crucible tokens, and I'm not even playing Crucible this season because I hate it and it's no fun to me. And yet I have like thousands of tokens that are useless to me because they drop below level stuff, right? So having something useful for my tokens would be great. Hey Ben, good afternoon / evening for you. How are you doing today? Yes, it's TWAB time. I did a couple Wrathborn hunts to get the pinnacle, and now we're just going over the TWAB. First topic, if you missed it, Ben, was armor and weapon drops from Moon and Dreaming City destinations. The TLDR there is they're going to start dropping armor sets and certain weapons from those destinations at usable level, or like infusable up to usable level. We don't know if they're technically going to drop at that level or not, but they will not be capped to 1060. That's the key. And weapons that drop from the dungeons will have rolls that cannot be gotten anywhere else. And the 4 weapons are those 4 and these 4. So 4 each from the Moon and Dreaming City. So that's the TLDR. There's more details in here, obviously, when you want to look at it, but that's the TLDR. And also Moon Lost Sectors are going to be added to the 1250, 1280 Lost Sector rotation. So midnight. Yep, it is night, Ben. That's right. Well, hopefully you're doing all right tonight. Now we're getting into the tokens here. Suds, wish you could choose what you get with tokens for a higher price, like the chest. That would be nice, Suds. I would like that kind of system. And Moose, really should have gotten Retro Causality Triumph done before this update. Yes, Moose. Yes, that is definitely the truth. Waking Vigil, interesting. Oh wait, that's not Farmable via Menagerie. Yes. Oh, so I'll go back a little bit, Ben. Other thing, Pit of Heresy will no longer be dropping Masterworked armor, but it should be higher stat armor that has 7 energy and at least 16 or higher in 2 slots with higher overall stats from the final chest. And then Shattered Throne and Pit of Heresy will just drop higher stat armor in general compared to anywhere else that drops the armor. And then there's, the 4 from Dreaming City, 4 weapons, which will have specific perks, like special perks that can only roll in the dungeon compared to anywhere else. And same for the Moon with Premonition, Heretic, Blasphemer, and Apostate. So that's the general thing right there. All right. Rewards for continuous ritual playlist completion have been subject to coming up several times as they looked over Beyond Light feedback. Happy to announce some changes coming soon to Gambit, Crucible, and Strike reward structure. I like the sound of that. Yes, RIP Enhancement Prism Farm and Pit, Ben, unfortunately. I've done a little bit. I haven't done 3 a week, but I've done 1 or 2 a week most weeks since the season started. I've basically made sure like I got my 6 enhancement prisms a week every week out of the pit at minimum. So that's not going to be a thing anymore, unfortunately. They'll be adding 2 unique weapon rewards to each playlist. So 6 total weapon rewards across the 3 ritual activities. These are in addition to the ones added in Season of the Hunt. Continue to have a small chance to drop at the end of each activity. Okay. Starting in Season 13 for Gambit and Crucible, and in a future season for Strikes, rank rewards will be visible on the ritual vendors. Each season greeted by a row of rewards, progression towards which will be earned automatically as you complete relevant playlist activities. Instead of having rank rewards dropped automatically in your loot stream, they now will be picked up manually from the vendor lists. Gives much better visibility into what you'll be earning as you progress and makes you better choices about where to spend your time. So the example we have here is they're showing like Legend rank 17, Valor, whatever, and then it shows reputation rewards, and you've got a Prime Engram, a mod upgrade, cores, an emblem, prisms, another emblem, and Ascendant Shard. So it looks like you can slowly get rewards as you go and gain, turn in tokens to gain rank or whatever with Lord Shax as an example. Ben, you haven't done a single pit after you got Xenophage? Ooh, I've done a lot. I've helped a lot of people get Xenophage, though. So that's one of the things I do. So it looks like there's going to be kind of a reputation rewards system here for your tokens, which I like, because I basically just don't turn in tokens at this point, because I think it's useless, you know? It's kicked me. Nice. We'll just be in orbit. That's fine. So I kind of like this better because I know what I'm getting as I turn in tokens instead of just not doing it and feeling like it's useless because it's just going to be automatic legendary shards. You always got lost anyways, same for Shattered Throne, so more of a dead weight in those places. That's fair, Ben. I know when I was pretty new to them, I felt like I was getting lost a lot as well. Alright. So continuing on with this, for ritual vendors, progression is on a per ritual basis. So you can be rank 10 on Crucible and rank 4 for Gambit, as an example. And you'll reset your rank right at the vendor by picking up the final reward. So no, there's no longer holding F down to reset your Valor ranking, it sounds like, as an example. Rewards for each individual ritual are as follows. You hit rank 4, you get 3 upgrade modules, rank 7, 3 enhancement cores, rank 10, Seasonal Ritual Shader, rank 13, 2 enhancement prisms, rank 16 seasonal ritual emblem, and then the reset reward is an Ascendant Shard. Huh. Oh, and that's only the first time. So if you reset and then do it again, that will become an exotic engram instead of an Ascendant Shard. But you can basically get 3 Ascendant Shards through maxing your and resetting with the ritual vendors per season, it sounds like. Every rank up awards a base ritual engram. Oh, and every time you rank up, you get the regular engram anyways on top of those other rewards. So you get a prime engram plus whatever reward it is every time. Right, Ben? Yeah, this seems like a way better system to me than just the random either blues or purples you got rid of to have legendary shards and glimmer, right? Now I know, like, I turn in tokens until I rank up to this level and I get a prime engram and this item, right? And then I do it again, I get a prime engram and this item. And then once you get to the end, you get an Ascendant Shard. And then if you do a second reset or a third reset over the course of the season, it's the exact same thing minus the Ascendant Shard at the end. It's an exotic engram instead. But I like that better. Due to this automated progression, Crucible tokens and token gifts are no longer needed and will be depreciated into junk that will delete as a full stack starting in Season 13. So cash those tokens in before the end of the season and get ready to earn some Masterwork materials. I like the Masterwork materials and rank up system better, I think. But, really important, make sure, like, if you got 6,000 or 7,000 tokens for Crucible or Gambit or whatever, spend them all by the end of the season or they go away. So spend them all, get your Glimmer and your Legendary Shards by just trashing everything, and then we'll have this new system for the new season. So that'd be nice. Taking a pass, Revenant, Shadow Drive, and Fissures. Is Revenant Shadow Dive, is that Hunter? I'm not sure on the Vanguard tokens. They said that was later, so it sounds like it's going to be Gambit and Crucible this next season. And then the Strike, let's see here. Okay, yeah, so right here. Suds, it says, starting Season 13 for Gambit and Crucible, and in a future season for Strikes. This is how it'll be. Ben, no tokens from activity stuff. Yeah. Especially if you spent them all going into the expansion, that could be the case for sure. Yeah, so hang on to the Vanguard ones, but it looks like it's the Infamy and Gambit and Crucible ones to get rid of after the current season is what it looks like. That's not to say they couldn't do that, but it doesn't say they're going to do that with the Vanguard ones. Over holiday break, this all trials go live. Short-term changes. Address outlier stasis abilities to keep subclass decision-making interesting. They're reducing the potency of Shatter Drive and Whisper of Fissures against Guardians. I don't know what Shatter Dive is, but they're basically nerfing the combination of those two together against Guardians only. And they're investigating the efficacy of the Stasis Titan Super. But that's the next thing they're going to consider after this. I think it is the Hunter one, Suds. I think you're correct. Now you just threw them out the window to salvage wherever I could get Legendary Shards. Bang on that. Oh, that one, Ben. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so the Shadow Dive combined with Whisper of Fissures is what they're nerfing. Against Guardians only, not against anything else. Midterm PvP goals, improve subclass usage and win rate balance. Addressing stasis ability outliers will help lower the ceiling. Pull up other underperforming light subclasses. Review ability to gunplay balance in PvP. Destiny is a game about both explosive space magic and intrinsically satisfying gunplay. Yep. They're in early discussions in this regard, but they want better balance with proper gunplay as rewarding in those playlists. Hey Moira, how you doing today? Welcome. Good to see you again. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Yeah, no more free kills, Ben. Right, yeah. Maybe once as an invader in Gambit, yeah. Thanks to changes on Destiny 2's backend and the Destiny content vault, our patch pipeline is better than before and patches faster. Okay. Community. Russian community manager. Update. Some background maintenance dates and times here. Resolved issues. Okay, let's check this one in a second. Yeah, overall, I think it does sound like some good changes coming next season, Ben. Yeah. Of course, love to ask, Moira. Glad to hear you're doing well. It's been an interesting day, Moira. I was getting ready to drop the kids off at daycare and head into work, and the 6-year-old's daycare teacher tested positive for COVID overnight, so I turned around and took them back home. He can't go in for the next 7 days or the next week. He gets quarantined, so I stayed home. We had virtual school today. My wife's mom is visiting, so she kind of helped with that while I logged in my work email on the computer and tried to keep up with that stuff today. So it's been a little hectic, but we're doing all right. Appreciate your asking as well. Ben, question is, will it be enough? I mean, pro PvP players are leaving the ship and all that drama. Yeah, I don't pay attention to that, Ben, because I don't care about the PvP, but yes, I've heard. And will it be enough? I don't know. I think it's just going to be a process, but I also feel like people leave Destiny and come back later all the time, and these are the types of games where that's a common theme, so I think Destiny is going to be okay. Alright, other resolved issues. Hive bosses, Inanna, Brood Queen, and Zilox are not counting as Hive boss kills and bounties. Okay, so that was fixed. Didn't know that was a thing. Some players couldn't respawn if they died during the boss fight of the inverted Spire Strike. Players could get out of environment in several Crucible maps. Some quest items were not dropping in the Moon free roam activity, preventing completion of several Essence quests such as Rage, Insanity, and Servitude. Unrelenting perk was not triggering health regeneration. That's rough. Mida was not dropping in the Catalyst from competitive Crucible wins. Scions replicating two. Ooh, this one right here is why I haven't been going for solo flawless. I appreciate it, Moira. Yeah, we're doing okay. We'll see. I've been tired this week, but his teacher just found out last night, so who knows how long they've been positive. The kiddo was really tired yesterday and today as well, but I think he's feeling all right, so hopefully all is good. Yeah, Prophecy, when it first came back, there was so many Scions. It was ridiculous, and that's part of the reason I have not gone for a solo /solo flawless attempt. No, this list right here, Ben, that I'm on right now is actually the next hotfix going live, which is sometime in the next week. I don't know what day, but within the next week, I believe. Yeah, I go in between endgame and casual quite a bit, Ben. I'll try hard when it comes to like raid stuff or GMs now and stuff like that, but otherwise I'm definitely a more casual player. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Ben. I don't know if that flawless triumph is still working. Oh, speaking of, Garden of Salvation flawless completions not rewarding the triumph there. High Celebrant sometimes wouldn't take damage nor go to Ascendant Plains, so that's supposedly been fixed. Exploit players could have Shelter from the Storm permanently applied. RIP. We need some rips in chat for that one. That is not okay. We can no longer glitch ourselves to not get Frostbite in Deepstone Crypt. Apparently Cloud Strike was doing too good a DPS, as was mentioned in chat earlier. So that's been fixed or nerfed as well. Apparently every time Cloud Strike hit the Divinity Bubble on the boss in Deepstone Crypt, it was counting as 2 precision hits instead of 1. So they've nerfed that. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently that is. They fixed an issue with a Grandmaster Nightfall timer is set to 30 minutes, so apparently that wasn't supposed to be that way, which may, in fact, make the end of season completion of Glassway a lot better than the one I tried earlier. So our problem with Glassway when it was me, Duke, and Cardiac a couple weeks ago. We did Glassway, and Duke got it done with another team, but we didn't get it done on our team. The boss room, by the time we got there and got to... So the way it works is, like, everything loads in, you kill some overload champions, do some damage to one of the bosses, kill some... the new enemies, the wyverns, do some damage to the other boss, kill some barrier champions, repeat the process again. The second time we got to wyverns, we were always past the 30-minute marker, and someone always died because the wyverns are ridiculous. With that 30-minute timer not there, if that's 45 again instead of 30, that window between 30 and 40 minutes where we would always die on that second wyvern spawn is very different, right? Because now there's a chance to res somebody there once the wyverns are killed, if we can kill them without 3 people. But that gives you this little bit of wiggle room for air there that we didn't have before. So that's good, interesting to see and good to see. And for PlayStation 5 players, clan rosters weren't loading, I guess. Halo.bungie.net is getting taken offline permanently. Wow. So if you have stats and files there that you'd like to save, do it before February 9th. Oh no, Moira, hopefully your bunny's alright. Yes, rip Seal, rip Cloud Strike, yes. What are some other... continuing investigating other known issues. So here's some that have been mentioned that they're still trying to figure out. Exotic shipper reward for high celebrant is not showing properly that it's a rare chance, and that chances increase with each completion. Portal's not opening because black orbs take no damage. Don't use sidearms or shoot the orb immediately, as it immediately spawns, and that shouldn't be a problem. For colorblind friends, enemies in Crucible PvE when highlighted are not friendly to colorblindness. I have not suds. I've only ran it twice, so it's fair that I haven't gotten it, but no, I haven't suds. Special finisher mod no longer unlocks for new players. Interesting. Bomber mods don't work when hunters have Dragon Shadow Exotic equipped. Overload shot and auto rifles doesn't proc if you hold down the trigger right after reloading, even though it does the overload animation. Oh, interesting. Maybe that's part of the problem with the auto rifles on overloads. I have to ask Duke on Saturday to do the triumph with the vehicles at the start. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, Ben, because it's going to be harder now. Definitely harder. Some Last Wish stuff here. The forfeit shrine ascendant challenge complete doesn't count towards ascendant champion or hone for speed triumphs, blocking, curse breaker seal. Good thing I did the triumphs already there. I just need a couple of drops, random drops, and bones and eggs. And Car bones are missing in Shadow Throne dungeon and multiple ascendant challenges. Oh, no wonder I couldn't find any. Shit. Players will sometimes go into a nightfall with 16 people when trying to load into the tower. That's weird. Non-exo characters receiving exo-specific dialogue in Europa. Light of Dawning cannot equip stat trackers, and coaxial bond ornaments are causing bottom left of screen to flicker. And that is everything. That is the TWAB this week. Thanks for sitting here and as we talked for probably half an hour about the TWAB. We're gonna get back to game, but guys, feel free to talk about the TWAB and what we talked about.